Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So I did a video a little while ago, maybe was it last week or something, that was my top 10 Sephora must-haves. Well, I got loads of requests from you guys to actually use all of those products in a tutorial. So that is what we're going to do today. I have made a couple of changes because a couple of those products, like one was a face mask, there was 2 eyeshadow palettes, so we've made a couple of changes. But these are all still absolutely, in my opinion, the best products that you can get your hands on at Sephora. They're amazing, they're life-changing, so yeah, let's jump into the tutorial. If you are new here, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button and also make sure that you click that little notification bell. YouTube has made a stack of changes lately and nobody seems to know when we upload videos anymore. So yeah, make sure that you click that bell and make sure you subscribe. But first we're gonna start by prepping the skin, and still to this day, years and years and years later, my all-time Holy Grail favorite primer is the Hourglass Mineral Veil. You guys have heard me talk about this primer in that many videos. I honestly find it life-changing. It smooths the skin, it helps to control oil, keeps your makeup in place all day long. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I like to apply it with my fingers, and I'm not a rubber. I talk about this all the time. I'm really not into rubbing products into the skin. It just causes microexfoliation, it disturbs the skin's texture, and it causes caking of your foundation. So I just like to press it really gently into the skin to really get it in there. I've got a pimple, like, of all places. Why? Up there, why? The next Holy Grail product that I mentioned in that video, and again, not in any way surprising, Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Oh, I get so excited talking about this. It's honestly amazing. Number one, it's incredible for oilier skin types. It's actually good for any skin types. If you are a dry skin person, you're still going to love this. It lasts on the skin all day so well. Doesn't transfer, it doesn't cake, it doesn't separate, it won't rub off. And it looks beautiful. It minimizes pores, it minimizes texture, fine lines, everything. Honestly, Estee Lauder, it is like diamonds in a bottle. There's no other way to describe it. So I like to put it on the back of my hand and then take a beauty blender, the tip of a beauty blender, and dot it all over the face, and then I'll just blend it in how I normally will. It's a funny, after doing that Jaclyn Hill makeup tutorial, I suddenly feel like I don't explain things enough. That was so hard to follow. I was literally like, oh my God, press pause. What has she done? It looks different. I need a different brush. I need a different product. Oh my God. It was hard. So it definitely was a complete learning experience. And yeah, I'm going to explain things. I feel like I just don't explain things properly enough. Like, I'm going to try and explain things exactly how I do it. Now, when I blend foundation in with a beauty blender, you don't want to push, you've got to have a wet sponge, but you don't want to push it so far into the skin that it causes like any of the moisture to come out of the sponge or you to feel any of the moisture in your hands. If you squeeze it too hard, you'll get sort of excess water on your hands. You want to use a light pressure and just sort of gently tap the skin with the end of the blender. You don't want to wipe, you don't want to go in circles or anything. You're basically just spreading that foundation over the skin, pushing it really nicely into the pores, and everybody always freaks out when I say that. No, it will not cause you to break out, and no, it will not actually push the makeup into your pores. And guys, we all wash our faces at night. I hope that we wash our faces at night. Get all that makeup out. Get a Clarisonic. It's life-changing as far as cleaning your skin. It honestly is. It's amazing. Make sure the foundation gets all up in your hairline. If you're wearing your hair up, make sure that you get behind your ears, on your ears. You want it everywhere because you want the skin to be completely seamless and for it to not look like you're wearing any makeup. You'll also notice too that I don't put too much foundation underneath my eyes. You want concealer there, and if you add foundation and then concealer and then everything else on top, it ends up creasing basically. So yeah, just avoid, I personally like to avoid that area. I do go over my brows though, just a tiny bit with any excess product, because you don't want like any red skin kind of peeking through them either. Okay, moving on to eyes, and I'm so sorry. I do not have a Holy Grail eye primer that is sold at Sephora. I just don't. The Smashbox ones are okay, but I don't really find myself reaching for them. For me, it's the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the colour Soft Ochre. I know it's not from Sephora though. You can get this one at Ulta. Here in Australia, you can buy it at Mecca stores. Yeah, honestly just that good that you can't go past it. Now, when applying this, I do like to apply it towards the inner corner of my eye. See that little dark patch that I kind of get like right on that inner corner there? I do pop it there as well. Just, it covers everything up, it preps everything for makeup, and you can, layer concealer on top of this product in particular, and you won't have any issues with creasing because it dries down like paint, basically. Don't use too much though. only a very small amount. Also, interestingly, what came out of that Jaclyn Hill video is a lot of you were saying that you want to see me do more dramatic eyeshadow looks. I can totally do them. I guess I haven't really filmed too many lately because it's not, I don't know, I've been doing more skin stuff, I guess you could say. But let's do something dramatic today. Kind of in the mood. Brandon's going to get home from the gym and he's going to be like, girl, I need to take you somewhere. At least I hope that's what he says. We'll see. All right, moving on to the brows now. Honestly, in my opinion, the best brow product at Sephora is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomades. These are incredible. They're waterproof, they're long lasting. I mean, you can shear them out if you only use a little bit of product on your brush. You can build them up really heavily through the tail. You can draw in individual hair strokes. It's pretty much just an all-rounder. I like that they're nice and dry too. When, you know, like sort of like a cream gel product is too wet, you end up with way too much on your brush and you end up with like scout brows. These are really nice and dry, so you don't, I don't know, it just makes it easier to not make mistakes basically. So I'm just gonna fill in my eyebrows. I really need to color the hair again. They're getting so pale. Oh. So I pretty much always start at the arch of the brow. I put the majority of the product through the arch and through the tail. And then with whatever's left on my brush, I'll go in and do the head because I don't really like, I mean, brows are completely personal, completely customizable, and you should do them however you like them. But I personally don't like it to be too kind of dark at the inner corner. I kind of like it to start light and then gradually get darker. Oh man, these are working out way darker than I originally planned. But we're going to do more of a bold eyeshadow look, so I could probably get away with it. Another thing that I also do is when I'm filling in like sort of the body of the brow, you know how sometimes it can look a little patchy? If you take your brush and you actually go backwards against the direction that the hair grows, it will really fill in any gaps that you have because the hairs do get in the way. Not that I've got many, thanks mum. All right, I've just zoomed in a little bit so that we can do the eyes so that you can see. Now in my top 10 Sephora must-haves video, Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, absolute hands down favorite. And the second palette that I mentioned was the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. Adore both of those palettes, but I've been using those palettes in literally every single video lately. So we're going to use a third Holy Grail favorite, and oh my god, this palette, you need it. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. If you are after a palette, like this is for metallic eyeshadow lovers, if you are after a palette that you don't need to wet the brush, that you don't need to pack on layers and layers to get full payoff, you're gonna love this. It is so beautiful and pigmented and just amazing to work with. Plus it comes with all of your transition colors and a black. I recommend this one. So first up, I'm going to take this matte shadow here and I'm going to just quickly set down all of the eye primer that I applied earlier, and then we're going to use this one here. This is So Bougie, I think, and use this through the crease just as a transition shade. To do these two steps, I'm using a medium-sized fluffy brush. As a comparison, this is the MAC 217 brush that everybody knows and loves, and you can see the size difference. The one that I'm using for this step is quite a little bit bigger. So just setting down that primer. You've got to make sure that you set down your primer because it makes blending a lot easier. Also means that your eyeshadows aren't going to stick in certain places and look choppy. Now using that exact same brush, I'm going to pick up a little bit of that medium brown and I'm going to tap off any excess because you don't want any excess on your brush. And just using sort of little circular motions and a little bit sort of backwards and forwards, I'm going to start blending that color into the crease. You don't want this too dark at this stage. This is just the color that's pretty much going to blend everything else in together and make it look seamless. And just make sure that you really blend it on that inner corner as well. I find circular motions work the best for that. But yeah, you don't want any kind of like choppiness in there. It sort of helps to sort of look down in a way too, because it, I don't know, it unfolds the skin a little there. Okay, we're going to switch down to that smaller brush that I showed you earlier. This is the MAC 217. And I'm going to take this color here. This is Cocoa Truffle. It's kind of like a, I don't know, a slightly darker shade. I'm going to start using the same circular motions, blending that on the outer corner of the eye. I want to do like a cool metallic halo eye today. And maybe something a little smoky as well. But just blending it in circular motions. And I'm only taking a small amount of my product on my brush at a time. I'm tapping off the excess and then I'm going in. If you go in too hard, too soon, it doesn't end well. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna repeat kind of the same thing on the inner corner of the eye, just here. Just slowly smoking it up. I'm actually gonna be adding a black shadow, and when you use black eyeshadows, you really need to like layer and layer and layer, you know, brown, then a darker brown, and then the black, because that's what stops it getting gross and patchy and yeah, just gross. Gross is the best way to describe it. Okay, now I'm taking a small flat brush and I'm going to pick up the black from the palette. So this one is called Decadent right there. So majorly tap off the excess. Like you've got to get rid of anything else, otherwise it's going to end up all over your face. But yeah, taking that brush, I'm going to press that in the outer corner and the inner corner. Don't worry about blending it yet. Basically, we're just going to press it onto the lid and then we'll come back and blend it. And you'll notice when you do blend it, it'll take away half the color. That's kind of just the case with the black eyeshadow, and that's why you're going to build it slowly. And then back to the other brush, nothing else extra on it. Just start buffing out those edges. Because if you were to add the black eyeshadow to this at this point and then try and blend out the stuff on your lid, it will end up like just choppy and messy. Some things in life take time. Blending it out, come back in with the small shader brush, pick up more product, tap off the excess and repeat. Not really taking it too much further past my crease. I'm just kind of keeping it quite tight in that area. And pressing, then swap brushes again and blend. All right, I'm gonna do the other eye now and we're gonna move on to the shimmers. All right, now that we've got all of that blended, if you've found that you've got too much sort of black eyeshadow on the center of your eyes, just take that eyeshadow primer brush that you use and just, like I've got no extra product on here, just pop like a little bit more of that eye primer just through the center of the lid because we're gonna use a light silver color and we want that to pop. Okay, now we're gonna take this insane silver color from the palette. This is called Dripping in Diamonds. It's actually ridiculous. It's so pigmented. I'm gonna pack that all over the center of the lid. I personally don't like to wet my makeup brushes. If you want to do it, I get texture on my eyelids when I do it for whatever reason, so I just go in dry, but it's totally up to you. And I like to use a small synthetic brush. A concealer brush is perfect for this. And you want to pack that silver right in the center. Look at that. It is insane. See, I get texture on my lid even just doing it this way. It's just, I've got textured eyelids. Not much I can do. I'm sorry, guys. Another really easy way to do this if you want is to just use your fingers. If you prefer. It's probably faster, to be honest. But pigmentation, seriously on point. Don't worry about blending it yet. Do the other eye first and then we come back and blend. Now going in with that flat brush that we packed on the black eyeshadow with, no additional product, and I'm gonna sort of use it very gently just on the edges of that eyeshadow. Small swiping motions to blend the silver into the black, and you can do it over the top too. Don't want to blend it too much, like you want it to really stand out, but a little bit will be good. Okay, for the lower lash line, I'm just gonna mix those browns together and I might add a little bit of black, we'll see. I don't know, I've got smaller eyes, so I kind of like to keep most of the heaviness and the darkness on the top lid because it can get a little bit much on my eye shape. I caved. On a small angle brush, I'm gonna take a tiny little bit of the black, not much. And I'm just gonna rub it through the lash line. Okay, I'm gonna pop a few layers of mascara on. I don't have a Sephora Holy Grail mascara, I'm sorry, so I'm using my old favorite. Mascara is a tricky one with me because things just smudge so badly on my oily skin, so I'm kind of fairly limited to what I can use. For lashes, I'm of course going to use my own. These are the ones that I designed for my halo sensitive eyes. So these are the Nikkia Cosmetics Analash. These are part of our brand new luxury 3D silk collection. They're really, really fluffy and soft and wispy, and they look amazing with smoky eyes. Reusable literally like a million times as well. So yeah, I'm gonna apply these off camera. I do have a full video step-by-step on how to apply eyelashes. I will link that down below. This video is, yeah, it's where I've got like 40 minutes of footage already. We're in trouble. So yeah, I'm gonna do it off camera to make things a little bit faster. Lashes make every single eyeshadow look so much better. Look how much smokier my eyes look now. I'm into it. But we're going to leave the eyes alone now. Don't worry about your brow bone or the inner corner highlight because we're going to do it later. We're going to work on the face. My Holy Grail, best, most loved favorite concealer is the Tarte Shape Tape, and it is not available at Sephora. So second in line is this one by Nars. Interestingly enough, it used to be the Radiant Creamy Concealer that was my all-time fave, but this has pretty well overtaken it. This is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer. The only thing I don't like about it is it's in a little pot. I'm really not a huge fan of concealers in that packaging because it's unhygienic. I'm going to use a small synthetic brush. This is the P84 by Sigma, and pick up that concealer. Now you've got to work fast with this one because it sets down like a bitch. So go in under the eye. Pretty damn quick. I can get away with doing both eyes, but to be safe, maybe just do one and then blend it out straight away because it sets down. It's part of the reason why I love it. Like when I apply my concealer, I don't want it to run away on me during the day. Like you gotta stay put, honey. You can go back in and apply more in places that you need it. You can get a fair bit of coverage out of this concealer without having to use loads and loads. It will look like on camera I'm applying loads and loads, but I'm not. It's just because it's super pigmented. Blending, blending, blending. God, I'm hungry again. It's only 11:15. I just ate breakfast. My metabolism is out of control at the minute. I did work out this morning, as per the usual, but I've been so hungry. Moving on to powder, and as per my Holy Grail video, the Too Faced Matte Peach Perfect. Is that what it's called? I don't even know. Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder is its technical name. The peach one by Too Faced, it is amazing. Not only does it smell good, but it actually works. So taking the same beauty blender, I haven't cleaned it, I haven't put any more moisture in it, and the setting powder, I'm gonna dip the beauty blender into the setting powder and I'm going to just kind of like tap it a bit, get rid of most of that. And then I'm going to start popping it underneath my eyes first. Oh my God, this powder smells so good. This powder will legitimately keep your face that matte during the day. It smooths out imperfections, fine lines, pores, wrinkles, absolutely everything. It's beautiful. It will not make your foundation cake or separate. I love it. And you can see here, as I always do, I'm pressing the powder into my skin with the beauty blender. I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of setting my face with a brush. Your skin doesn't look as nice when you use your powder with a brush. Use it with a sponge. It's seriously life-changing, like no kidding. All right, moving on to bronzer, and as per my Sephora favorites video, again, the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzers. These are honestly gorgeous. Don't mind my packaging. Mine is white, they're normally black. This is just a limited edition packaging, but they are smooth, they're creamy, they're pigmented, they blend well, they don't look patchy on the face. They're just gorgeous, and there's so much product in here, like you're not gonna run out of your bronzer. You will not run out. So I'm using this on an angled brush. This is the 168 by MAC, and I'm sort of using circular motions. I always use circular motions. I think that it works a lot better than dragging a brush across the skin. Circular motions, and I'm blending up. I'm not blending down in this direction. I'm always blending up. That's what lifts the face up to really kind of shape and bronze and just do it all. For blush, I absolutely don't think that you can go past the Nars blushes, especially the matte formulas. I personally think that they are the best. In the Sephora favorites video, I mentioned the shade Gilda. It seems like a lot of you in some countries are having a hard time getting your hands on that. I feel like it's only sold in Europe and Australia. I'm not sure. I'm so sorry, I didn't realize. But second in line is this shade here. This is Matahari. It's a beautiful matte color. It's honestly stunning. It's a really nice cool tone pink. It works beautifully with my olive undertones. I'm gonna apply that very lightly to the cheekbones. I like to apply my blush not only in the apples of my cheeks, I kind of work it a little bit further back on my face and up towards my temples. I find that it gives my face, it kind of lifts my face up, but it also, I don't know, I feel like it looks more natural. Yeah. Now in the Sephora favorites video, I did mention the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighter in the color Trophy Wife. It's a beautiful, I still absolutely hands down Holy Grail highlighter, but because I've got silver on my eyes, I can't exactly use a gold highlighter. So second in line is this one by Tarte. This is the Skin Twinkle palette. You guys have seen me use this in nearly every video. I'm out of control, okay? Gorgeous, and I pretty much just mix all of the colors together and go to town. I'm gonna apply this right on the top of my cheekbone. Whoa, okay, I went in a little hard. I always seem to do that. It's like, okay, calm your farm. Even if I'm like, okay, just natural today, just natural. Literally never happens. And then finally, to finish the eyes off, I'm just gonna use this same highlighter. And I'm gonna pop a tiny bit on the arch of my brow and also on the inner corners of my eyes. It will really help to brighten them. And then finally for lips, this lipstick by Tarte has just been my absolute favorite lately. I'm pretty picky with my lipsticks. I personally mostly only use MAC ones, GERARD Cosmetics ones. Yeah, I'm pretty picky with my lipsticks. This one by Tarte. So this is from their Color Splash lipstick collection, and this is the color Salt Life. It's so gorgeous. Very creamy, very moisturizing. It lasts well. It's a nice color. It's everything you want in a lipstick. So there you go, guys. This is the finished look. This makeup will 100% last you all day. It will not transfer. It will hold up in heat. Perfect for oily skin. And like I said, I mean, all of these products are just, they're like, no word of a lie, they're worth every single cent. I know that there are a lot of products out there that you purchase and you're like, girl, this was not worth it. These are not those products. They're amazing. So I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. I hope that you like the look, and I hope that it was a lot more helpful, that I feel like I explained things a little bit better than I normally do. So let me know what you think down below. Fingers crossed that it made a difference. But let me know in the comments, do you prefer longer tutorials that are explained better, or do you like them short and sassy? I need to know your thoughts, because this channel is for you and it's not for me. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Bye.